Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're not done already, subscribe to Off the Canvas Boxing, like the video, do all of that amazing stuff. We have some new news today, okay, with regarding pay-per-view prices, Joshua Buatsi versus Anthony Yarde, Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez, and the WBC announced that they will remove 5 boxers from their ranking for not enrolling in the clean boxing program. Okay, so if you like any of these points, just like the video, it helps out a lot. Okay guys, so let's start off with the Anthony Yarde versus Joshua Buatsi. Eddie Hearn stated that he's made a big offer, okay, a big offer to Anthony Yarde for the Joshua Buatsi and also for the Craig Richards fight. What do I think of this? So my personal opinion, and I heard Eddie's explanation, and he's saying that the offers were presented to them on the basis that they wouldn't fight for a Bivol versus and also the Joseph Jr. fight, which I don't see it as a huge problem. Okay, if Craig Richards doesn't get the Joseph Jr. fight, or for example that's an unavailable fight for the next year or so, then the Joshua Buatsi fight is definitely should be on the cards, absolutely. But Anthony Yarde is in a great position, an amazing position. He's mandatory with the WBO. To be fair, that fight probably was going to happen next for Joseph Jr. So for Anthony Yarde, unless it's a substantial offer, and to be fair, they were offered a step aside for the Canelo Alvarez versus Kovalev fight. Is it Kovalev? I think that's the name. Kovalev fight, yeah. A fight in Russia. £1 million step aside, and they declined that fight. So I really doubt that he's going to accept an offer from Eddie Hearn to fight Joshua Buatsi and not fight for a world title. Makes little sense. The Joshua Buatsi versus Craig Richards fight, on the other hand, it makes a bit of sense, but at the same time, Buatsi is very high on all of the governing bodies, and I think he's very close to, in line for a world title fight against the Vitri Bivol. So I don't see why even Buatsi will take a Craig Richards fight, and even if Craig Richards, he wants to look to potentially fight for a world title, because you know what it is, in the light heavyweight division, a world title is like, it's like gold dust, it's like diamonds. Okay, that world title means that everyone in the division will be queuing up to want to fight you, meaning that Craig, if let's just say Yarde wins a world title shot next, which I think is the closest to all of them to being in a world title fight. Let's say Yarde wins the world title, that means Buatsi, Craig Richards, all of these guys, Callum Johnson, will be all queuing up to fight for that WBO world title. So we're going to get our domestic dust-ups 100%. In fact, it's much more easier when one of them at least got a world title. When both of them don't have a world title and they've never won a world title, and that's what they're looking forward to winning, it's very difficult to entice them with domestic dust-ups, if that makes sense. Okay, plus the added factor of Canelo Alvarez entering that division and becoming undisputed, he's going to look to fight or unify against people who have belts. If you don't have a belt, you can't fight Canelo Alvarez in that division. Okay, no belt, no entry. So I get from all three perspectives, and also to be fair, Joshua Buatsi needs to step up and fight a world title shot himself against Bivol or against Batavia or against, well, not Joseph Jr., but against the other two individuals. He's definitely got to step up and fight for a world title, because out of all of those three, he's the only one who's not stepped up. So he needs to step up, in my opinion. But that's regarding the light heavyweight division. It's a very exciting division, in my opinion. I think is it the most exciting division in boxing at the moment? I would say so. It's up there. I would say so. It's definitely up there. Okay. Another thing that's extremely up there is the pay-per-view price for Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. So let me just give you a bit of context. Keith Thurman has been off from boxing since 2019. Since 2019, I think he's had like 1 fight or 2 fights since 2019. Okay, and he's coming up against a guy called Mario Barrios, who's coming off a recent loss at £140 to Gervonta Tank Davis, and that they're fighting in this weight class at 147, and the pay-per-view price is 74.95. Bruv, are you like? I blame for this price and how it can go ahead, not necessarily on Fox Sports or PBC and all of these guys. I kind of blame the fans, because if you think about it, if I charge £1,000, or not even 1,000, okay, let's say I charge £20 for a bottle of water, 20 quid for a bottle of water, which is extortionate. If nobody buys it, I don't make no money, and that means I have to adapt in order for me to sell my bottles of water. Likewise, with the US Fox Sports pay-per-view, if nobody buys the pay-per-view, the boxers won't earn money, the networks won't earn money, the promoters won't earn money, and they will be forced to change their business model or give their fighters to Eddie Hearn and or Bob Arum or whoever, because they can no longer support their fighters. These guys are a problem to boxing, and in my opinion, if you want to get these guys out, if you want the sport to grow, we gotta stop paying for these pay-per-views. In my opinion, we've got to stop paying. I get the standpoint, and I get the argument where people say we have to support the fighters. The fighters are getting in the ring, they're risking their lives. I get all of that. But do you want to pay $74.95? Yes or no? No, I don't want to pay it. Okay. Do you want to pay it in the near future if it happens again? No. Okay. So there's only one way to prevent it happening, is to not buy it to begin with. Okay. That's in my opinion. I get the other alternative opinion, but we want the sport to grow. The sport ain't gotta grow if you put pay-per-views for $74.95. An AJ pay-per-view, okay, in pounds is 20 quid, 25 quid at most. Okay, I think it was 30 quid at most. But even listen, Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios costs more than an Anthony Joshua versus Klitschko pay-per-view price. You know how mad that sounds? Look at how mad that sounds. If AJ versus Fury was on pay-per-view, it would be less than $74.95. It would be much less than $74.95. So, if you want to fix up, stop paying, in my opinion. But that's regarding the pay-per-view price. Another hot topic, okay, this just hot off the press around 20-30 minutes ago. The WBC are looking to cut 5 people or 5 boxers from their rankings because they've not enrolled on the clean boxing program. And some of these names, you lot be thinking, huh? Why? I'd want to know why as well. I'm just announcing this. This is hot off the press. I don't know why. So tomorrow's video, or maybe in the next couple of days, we'll hear a couple of the fighters that are on here, and we'll get some sort of explanation as to why this has come about, okay? But the WBC announced it removed 5 boxers from its ranking for not enrolling in its clean boxing program, okay? So these are the 5 boxers. Chris Billiam Smith, which is I think he's the Commonwealth World Champion at the Cruiserweight, okay? Conor Benn, okay? Mario Barrios, who's scheduled to fight Keith Thurman for $74.95 in 2 weeks' time. Mad, okay? Maurizio Lara, surprisingly, beat Josh Warrington last year. So I don't know why. And Lee McGregor, which is the number 9 rated bantamweight. I don't know why any of these don't enroll in the clean boxing program, so I'd really like to know. I get it, it's kind of long, being tested by UCAD, being tested by VADA, and then the clean boxing program. It's kind of long. It's definitely long, okay? And I get it, but if is that the only reason, somebody let me know. Some new news regarding Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez. Bob Arum stated that financial terms have been agreed. Great news. Okay, that is probably one of the biggest fights that could take place this year. Hopefully this year goes amazing, but this is definitely one of the biggest fights of the year. It's happening on April 30th. Slight problem. It's also happening on the same day as the biggest female fight of the year. So yeah, for me, I'd hope that at least one of them could reschedule, because you can't have two bad boy fights on the exact same day. Okay, one in New York, one in Las Vegas. I'd prefer to watch. And to be fair, from the UK standpoint, I don't think it makes much of a difference, because it will be a continuation. We'll watch like the Taylor Serrano fight first, and then this fight will be afterwards, because the time zones and the timings of the fight will be all different. So they can kind of worm a little bit around it. But yeah, this is a bit problematic regarding the clashing, but definitely a huge fight, man. A huge fight. A huge fight. Oscar Wilde looked very, very good last year. He even got potentially knockout of the year in the fight against Belchert or Bashart or whatever his name is. So can't wait for that, for him to at least put in a good performance himself. And Shakur Stevenson looked amazing. Oh my god, Shakur Stevenson is the guy, you know. And you know what? He can cause a lot of problems at 135 once he goes up to 135. So this is a huge fight. Definitely a huge fight. So this has been your new OTC Hot Topics. We'll be doing a video tomorrow. What's it tomorrow? Tomorrow Thursday. It might be a reaction video tomorrow. I'll do a reaction video tomorrow, which I have in the pipeline. So stay tuned. Peace, love, prosperity. I'm gonna see you guys in a bit. Peace.